just one person. Noah is going to read a story to us now.
Awesome. And are you giving this to Olivia? Perfect. And get really close to this, okay? Do you want someone to hold this for you, or do you want to hold it?
I want to
You
hold
hold
it.
it? Okay.
How do I make a difference? It seems like a tall order for one so small. But beautiful things start with just one. One seed to start a garden. One stroke to start a masterpiece. One note to start a melody. One step to start a journey. One brick to start breaking down walls. And I can speak one gentle word to start a conversation. I can use my one soft voice to start a friendship. I can perform one act of kindness to start a connection. I can share one tender hug to start caring. I can light one candle to start leading the way. I can make one drop in the water to start ripples that become swells, then waves, traveling over oceans, across borders and boundaries, landing on distant shores to start a chain reaction, inspire a movement, make a change. I am one, and I can take action. We are each one, and we can take action. One by one, we can make a difference. Because one is all it takes to start something beautiful.
So then we're not going to do it right now, but right now you get the compost and hand them out. Don't do it next. We're almost out of time. Okay. You practice your part.
Just like all, just like the story says, each one of us can make a difference. We can do good deeds and be kind to make differences in the world. If one of us does good things, that is great. But if we all do good things, um, even more of a difference. If I shall, if I shake my pom pom, it makes noise.
So we'll make sure you have a pom pom.
Yeah. But if we all shake our pom poms, it will make even more noise and such more fun. When you leave today, about things you can do to make a difference and how you invite others to join you.
Awesome job, guys. All right, so we're going to leave the pom poms here, both here. Okay. Hey, Becca.
Welcome. Welcome to you if you are male or female or a little bit of each.
LGBT
In life, breathe out death. Breathe in spirit. Breathe out fear. Breathe in awareness. Breathe out neglect. Breathe in connection. Breathe out detachment. The call to worship.
Not yet. So Taylor's gonna play something on guitar first.
The call to worship. God is in this holy place. Let all God's children rejoice. We are called as a family to hold up holy hands and praise the God of justice and liberation for all. We are here to worship. We are here to lift up holy hands in praise. We are the kingdom of God.
We'll now sing first hymn in your bulletin insert.
We are excited to do a backwards children's message today. In Instead of the kids hearing the message, the kids will do the message. Today we want you to know that difference, even if you are just one person. Noah's going to read a story to us now. How do I make a difference? It seems like a tall order for one so small. But beautiful things start with just one. One seed to start a garden. One stroke to start a masterpiece. One note to start a melody. One step to start a journey. One brick to start breaking down walls. And I can speak one gentle word to start a conversation. I can use my one soft voice to start a friendship. I can perform one act of kindness to start a connection. I can share one tender hug to start caring. I can light one candle to start leading the way. I can make one drop in the water to start ripples that become swells, then waves, traveling over oceans, across borders and boundaries, landing on distant shores to start a chain reaction, inspire a movement, make a change. I am one and I can take action. We are each one and we can take action. One by one we can make a difference, because one is all it takes to start something beautiful.
Just like the story says, each one of us can make a difference. We can do good deeds and be kind to make a difference in the world. One of us does good things, that is great, but if we all do good things, that will make even more of a difference. If I shake my pom-pom, it makes some noise. But if we all shake our pom-poms, it makes even more noise. It's much more fun. When you leave today, think about all the things you can do to make a difference and how you can invite others to join you.
The parable of the lost sheep. Now all the tax collectors and sinners were coming near to listen to him. And the Pharisees and the scribes were grumbling and saying, "This fellow welcomes sinners and eats with them." So he told them this parable. Which one of you, having 100 sheep and losing one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one that is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on its shoulders and rejoices. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, "Rejoice with me, for I have found my lost sheep." Just so I tell you that there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who need no repentance. The 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valleys, I fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me in the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long.
The youth group kids were really excited at the idea of giving the sermon today. We discussed it together and immediately decided to talk about Taylor Swift. Sadly, we couldn't come up with any church-related message to share. So we changed our theme, but we want you to know that we really, really like her and would be happy to talk about Taylor Swift anytime. It turns out it is hard to write a sermon, and we don't quite know where to start. But Pastor Robin gave us some wise advice to pick a story or a parable and go from there. So that is exactly what we did. We chose the parable of the lost sheep, which you had heard earlier. This is a story that we talked about in Sunday school a few times and reread recently. One thing we often talk about is why a story might be included in the Bible. What makes it important is that it has been printed and shared for centuries. The answer is usually that there is a message or a lesson to learn from it. To us, this story is being important. We each matter, we each are valued, and we each are loved by God. If we are in a group of 100 or 100 million, there is still something about each of us that is unique and worthy of care and love. It doesn't always feel like it, but the story tells us this is true, and that feels good. On a bad day, when things aren't going your way, you are just as loved as you are on your very best day. When you make a mistake or get a bad grade, God still loves you. When you fight with your sibling or can't shake being grumpy, you're still loved. We picked this story because it is an important reminder. We all know we are loved by God, but we don't always think about it. In youth group, we wouldn't quite describe what it means to be loved by God. Maybe it means being content or happy. Maybe it is something different. Whatever it is, we can't see or touch it. We can't chase it or save it. It is like air. We know it is there, but it's just what we always feel around us. Sometimes it takes a gust of wind to remind us that air is present. We hope this message is a gust of wind reminding you that you are important and God's love is all around.
The parable of the lost sheep made us think of our church. If you walk into our Sunday worship service for the very first time, you wouldn't know who is who, like if you encountered a flock of sheep. But once you spend some time here, you get to know each person, what their name is, what their talents are, or maybe their favorite coffee hour treat is. Being known is an important part of being valued. We know that the shepherd knows each of his sheep because they are important to him. And we know that the members of our congregation are important too. I know that each member of our choir is a talented singer, willing to spend their Sunday morning sharing their gift. Without each voice, the choir just wouldn't sound the same. I know each member of the council and the deacons are dedicated and generous volunteers, each bring their own skills and ideas. And together they get stuff done and keep our church running. I know that Dr. and Miss Scora and Mr. and Mrs. Bradley are amazing at leading the Green Fair. They give so much time and energy, and it wouldn't happen without them. But we also know they need all of us to get it done. People donate items, people organize, people price things. Some people cook and bake, some people provide music or activities to keep others entertained, and a whole lot of people attend. If you haven't been to the Green Fair before, you should come. It's a great day to see our church doing what we do best, having fun, working hard, and making good things happen. While you are there, look around. You will see a whole lot of people doing big and small tasks that add up to one big accomplishment. Each task and each person are important to making the fair happen. Like the shepherd and the sheep, the church needs each volunteer and values what we bring. At the end of the parable, it says that the shepherd calls his friends and neighbors and says, "Rejoice with me," to us. This sounds like coffee hour. And one thing the youth groupers and Sunday schoolers like is coffee hour. We like the snacks and the friendship and the time to run around or just sit still. Each week, we gather together and rejoice. Sometimes we are celebrating something big, like the Bells Project, and sometimes we are it is just a celebration that we are together. However you participate in our church, we are glad to know you.
If there is one reoccurring theme in Sunday school and youth group, it's tacos. Yes, tacos. You may remember many years ago, back when we were in Sunday school, that we did a taco-themed skit retelling the story of the prodigal son. Today we have a taco-themed sermon about the parable of the lost sheep. We love tacos. They're something that brings us together, that we talk about, and that we look forward to. If you don't like tacos, we still love you, but we're wondering why. So what do tacos have to do with our scripture today? Well, instead of sheep, think about taco ingredients. A taco with just one ingredient is good, but a taco with meat, cheese, lettuce, salsa, guacamole, hot sauce, and sour cream is delicious. Each ingredient brings something to the taco and makes it better and more exciting. If your guacamole falls off the taco and onto your plate, you probably are going to pick it up and put it back on your taco, despite the fact that your taco shell is full of other ingredients too. You are going to go after that one dropped ingredient, just like the shepherd went after his one lost sheep, even though there were 99 more. That lost sheep was important, just like that guacamole. Now think about our church. We are each a taco ingredient. And while we are great on our own, we are better together. Together we are amazing. We each add something and maybe even bring out new flavors in one another. And we have found our church home together, which I guess makes the meeting house our big, beautiful taco shell. We come together on Sundays to worship, but worship wouldn't be the same with just one person. We need pastors
as much healing as possible to a recent graduate from Stonic who was in a car accident on the way home from graduation, that he heals quickly, and also prayers for the doctors and caregivers around him to give him the best care possible. So God, in your mercy. So prayers of continued this weekend. So God, in your mercy. Yep. Oh, Zoom. Are there any Zoom prayers? There are no Zoom prayers.
I have one.
Oh,
Just
Jesse has a
gratitude
prayer.
for David being up here playing the music.
Yes, for the music. Yes. A wonderful addition to today. God, in your mercy.
Gorgeous music. And it's one of the main reasons I come to church. So,
Gratitude for Jesse and his wonderful music. His wonderful music and the hard work put in behind the scenes as well that we don't see. So God, in your mercy. All right, so we will be in an attitude of silent prayer for a moment. So God, we lift these prayers, whether out loud or in our hearts, to you today. And we ask for your support with this as we all pray the prayer that you have taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Now we shall show our appreciation in any way that we can with the gathering of the gifts.
Do we have announcements?
We probably do have announcements. We have announcements. So I missed something, and there it is. Thank you. So some of the announcements this morning, all of July, we still need help with coffee hour. In August, as always, if you want to help with coffee hour, it can be as simple as dropping off a couple of food items, and then the deacons can kind of help you with the rest if you don't know how to make the coffee because you don't drink coffee like myself. There's always someone that can help with the holes. The Green Fair is less than a month away, and we need help leading up to the Green Fair, at the Green Fair, today, tomorrow, whether you have an hour or a whole day or, a week to give us. We appreciate it. So please call the office or contact Michael Gora. His email's in the bulletin, but you can also call the office. Donations are being accepted in the parish hall foyer. Music on the Green. Speaking of joyful music and wonderful opportunities, Music on the Green is continuing on Friday nights. It's every Friday night this month and next month, 6:30 to 8. Today's flowers for this week are in memory of Reverend Lee Newhouse and Kurt Newhouse, given by the Newhouse family, and also in loving memory of Barbara McConnell Daniel, who was married in the sanctuary to Harry Daniel on June 22nd, 1952. If you would be interested in sponsoring the steeple lighting or flowers for any of our services, please contact the office. Please also continue to bring your food bank donations, non-perishable items, but also, essential items, not paper goods, but personal items that people need as well. And next Sunday will be Pride Sunday. And our Broadway series will start July 16th. So if you have not had the opportunity to be here for our Broadway series, you're going to have your socks knocked off. So please come. And with that, we will collect the gifts and listen to some more beautiful music.
support this. Because the world is poor and starving, go with bread. Because the world is filled with fear, go with courage. Because the world is in despair, go with hope. Because the world is starved for something real, go with truth. Because the world is weary of wars, go with peace. Because the world is not always fair, go with justice. And because the world will die without it, go with Christ's love. Go in peace as we go with God.